Good morning. We are back in Grounded 2. Last time we had to get the ant egg, the soldier ant egg, and build a hatchery and stuff. And we did all that, and let's have a look. This is our ant. This is Ant.
Cool enough.
Yeah, you're cool enough. This is Aunt Tilly. A little bit noisy.
Now we're talking.
Can run pretty fast. Can fight. Can pick up an item and throw it with the beak. Can carry a big stack of grass or sticks, among other things. I named it Aunt Tilly. I don't know the exact history of the name Aunt Tilly. I know there's a cartoon character, and I know like in some places it's a way of saying like calling somebody out on their bullshit. Like they'll say, "Oh, I was just passing through and I just happened to think about this," and you're like, "Yeah, sure. So did Aunt Tilly," and that means like, yeah, you didn't really just come here for that. You know, like you didn't just mistakenly come here. You know, like you intended to come here with that fake, fake excuse. Like, oh, I was just passing through and I just happened to see, so I decided to ask. But I know Aunt Tilly from way back in the day when you were like a little kid, or you have little kids and they're like mad nosy. She just stuck up there? What's going on? Are you stuck on this rock? You don't know how to get down? So yeah, I know Aunt Tilly because like back in the day when I was like a little kid and I used to annoy my mom and be like, Mom, who's on the phone? Who are you talking to, Mom? Mommy, who is that? Mommy, who is that? Mommy, is that Aunt Lillian? Mommy, who is that? Mommy, who are you talking to? So my mom would just say, it's my Aunt Tilly from Pasadena. Now go play inside or something. And that's how I know. And I'm 51 years old, so that was when I was like a real little kid, so.
Bye, bug.
You stay right
Pick you
there.
up later.
So yeah, I named it Aunt Tilly instead of Aunt Tilly. But anyway, we are. Am I hungry already?
Taste is a luxury you can afford.
Have a couple of
Not this
these.
size, anyway.
Have a couple more. So anyway, we are now over here where these two pine trees are. Whoops. Still not used to this map. Unfortunately, this map is like a overhead photograph view instead of an actual map, so you can't see what's underneath the freaking foliage of the trees. The foliage. You know, so there's stuff under there that you can't see. So it's two pine trees. We were originally over here. And, you know, the snack bar anthill's there, and then the other anthill was over here where we got the egg and stuff. So I ended up taking most of the stuff that I needed, right? And there's like a ranger station here, right? Remember I said the berries were over here. Ranger station here. The first ranger station's there. Then you got another ranger station here, another ranger station here, and then where we're at. And when we turned in the chip last time, she showed us that there was locations for other chips on here. So you got, I don't know if we went through this last time, but we got the A, B, and then down here is C, inside the cold ice cream truck. And then you got this turbo optical disc and a turbo optical disc over here by the statue. So we're going to have to eventually go here first. I'm going to assume first because that's labeled A, so I guess we're going to have to go there. Oh no, she wants us to go here, where this optical disc is. Alright, I don't know. I know there's scorpions down there, under that thing. I think that's a thing you stand on for like little people. I mean, like short people and kids. Like to stand on so that they could reach the counter and talk to the concession person. So anyway, yeah, I had to take a couple of the items, a couple of chests full of stuff, and move everything all the way down across this thing. And it took me almost like a whole, like 3 or 4 hours real time, because I had to keep bringing some stuff, setting them down, going back, getting more, setting them down. I had to do it in stages. But now we're over here, and this is going to be our main base. So we're up on these roots. Okay, the green one is where we were. That's our original house over there. This flag over here is like a hollow log, but that's right side up, so it makes like a tunnel. So I figured that might be a cool secondary base. We got a fire pit. We got the thing that you sit on. There's like a transistor radio over there. There's like a wood pile, but we can't get to that yet, and we can't get to this bench and this garbage can, I don't think. I think that's out of bounds. So I picked this spot over here. There's a tunnel that's a shortcut to the other side of the tree. I don't know if eventually they're going to have a creature living there, like a spoder. I know sometimes a worker ant comes out of there, and every once in a while a patrolling soldier ant gets stuck inside the root and causes me grief, because then if he tries to combat me and I can't get him, it blocks me from building. But we chose this spot over here because it's got this nice nifty platform, but also because it's a good spawn point, because we have this apple piece that spawns all the time. We have the feather that spawns all the time. And I won't build nothing over this spot so that the feather will continuously spawn. You see, it still spawns even though I built over here, so we're good on that. These continually spawn this piece of acorn shell and acorn bit. There's an acorn shell and bit over here as well. A full acorn over here. And a top over here. So it's like 2 acorns worth of stuff. For acorns, you get a feather, which I can get like between 4 and 7 pieces out of, because I have, I think one of my tooths I use to make my inventory or my stack size a little bit bigger. Oh no, my loot, I get a little bit more loot, I think is what it is. We built some sap catchers over here. We got our ant stuff over there on that side. And we're going to eventually build out on this kind of root over here that looks like a knee. Looks like a bent knee. Like that's a foot down there with a leg, then a knee, and then a thigh. So we're going to eventually build some stuff over there. And we're probably going to bridge out across to the other side where that spider web is. Make a cool looking bridge. So let's look at what I've been building so far. So I first started off with this platform here, just so I could level it off a little bit. I know there's ways to get inside, to build inside the cave, but I can't seem to get it to work here on this cave, and I think that's because I think there's supposed to be like rotten. Here you go, rotten apple bits spawn. So if I go up to that, I get sick, and I think that's that won't let. One of the reasons why we can't build in this cave, maybe. I tried all the tricks, but it wouldn't work. I also went and made like a bunch of pallets for grass and weed stems. I made 10 pallets each, and then I ended up cutting down too many of the stems that had too many of the weeds that had like 50 stems each, so I ended up having to make more pallets. So yeah, we're gonna have some level up here. We're gonna level that out down there a little bit so that we have a lower section, because you know, like how I like to build on different levels. We'll have something up here. Eventually, it's gonna go up on top of the tree there, and we'll have like you know, like walkways and stuff up there. We're gonna have like a lower section with some other things like down here hanging off the side, maybe, as well as over here. Might even start the bridge over here as well. And then up here we'll have another couple of things. This way, a nice variety. Kind of reminds me of the old tree. And except that they're pine, so we won't get as many acorns. We might have to go searching for acorns. And the berries, we're going to have to go way over there to the other side. Way over there. The purple berries, not the purple berries, the red ones we can get from over here. So we're good on that. And there's probably like a few like clovers and shit to get, like a lot of clovers and weeds and stuff, and clay, like probably under the table area, like around here is the best spot. So this is a pretty good spot. It's got a nice variety. It's got a lot of nice height. It's got very interesting terrain. So I built this house. We got this new pine needle stuff. I'm really hoping that the devs flip this texture upside down, because it really, this looks like your house would fill with water as soon as it rains. But yeah, we go in. I wanted to extend it just a little bit, and for some reason it doesn't let me put grass floors on top. But if this was scaffold we were standing on, it would let me put a grass floor on top, so I don't know what's going on. So we have a weird little gap going on there. This is the second floor. We got our tree coming in here, but that's cool. I knew that was gonna happen. Kind of adds to the decor of it all, you know. Whoops, I don't want to build. So you got like a little. This was originally gonna be the way to get back here, but I decided to change it. Alright, so I built that. Built out this little section over here so that we can get some more room. This I did this specifically. It started out with this specifically just to catch, because every time you break this stuff, it goes flying this way and wants to fall down there. And while it seems okay down there, there's another cave. See that? There's a cave there. And scorpions live in there. So sometimes if you go down here, there might be a scorpion out here. So I don't like really going down there too much. You're gonna keep making noise?
Au revoir, mon cher.
Go to sleep. So yeah, and then on the back side, we have it drops down. You can see I got several different angles going on here, because I started one way, and then I started like another section on the ground over here to try to bring this out a little bit. And then, so you got all these different like weird angles going on. So I built this deck out this way, but because it attached to one of these angles over here. See, like the house is going at one angle while the fence is coming out at one angle. See what I'm saying? So you got this angle going on. You got this angle going on. Alright. And is this part of that? Am I thirsty again already? So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, we got one angle that goes this way. Does it connect? Does it connect there? I don't know. And then you got the angle with the house, which is this, like this piece of fence right here, I think. Right? Yeah. Alright, then there's this angle this way, which is what this is all attached to. And there's also some mixed matched here, you can see here, which I used to kind of patch up the hole in the ground there. So then when I built out this one, I decided to make this extension so I could build a house facing this way. When it connected to these grids over here, I forget which grid it's attached to, it's attached to one of them. The angle, see what I'm saying, is like this. So doors, certain things like doors and I think the triangle parts, will not go on the 45-degree angle. So if you have like say, unsupported, huh? Right, so if you have that there, right, like you can put that there, you could take like this wall, my neighbor's getting crazy. See, like you could take this wall and put it on there, and you could do the same thing with like a window and stuff, right? Where you could put it on its regular spots, right? But you can't do that with a door. Doors will only go on these long angles. You see what I'm saying? They won't go on this like 45-degree edge, which is kind of annoying because sometimes you want to do like something interesting with the build. Now you can see how having these opposing grids on top of each other like this, you know, because I didn't want it. I wanted to be able to make a door go out that way, like face out that way. You see what I'm saying? Come on, get on it, get on it. There we go. So I'm saying, so now we could face that way instead of getting stuck facing that way. See what I'm saying? So, being that you could see like the two different combinations, you could see like on this top grass piece, we can't get this 45-degree angle. But on the lower section, we can. Come on, get on there. See, on the scaffold, we can. See? Alright? And then you could always do something like this. Where are we? See, sometimes you gotta fight with it a little bit to get it to do what you want. So sometimes you would do this. Yeah, come on. Put one there. Put one there. See what I'm saying? Now you have a door. Right, so you could, yeah, let's take it even one further. Now here's where you run into potential issues. So you have that. See how it won't, to connect to the door it does that, or it does that. Right, so we want it to connect to this big wall here. So sometimes you have to change your angle. Ooh, not that one. Oh, it's getting dark out. Come on, get in there. There we go. See how you could potentially end up with interesting designs. See what I'm saying? How you can combine the two different grids. So now, unfortunately, you can look at it and you can see how this kind of goes in front of the door a little bit. But if you're like me, you can kind of live with it because this game is janky as it is. Because you can even see by the blueprints how there's like gaps and everything. Anyway, like these two pieces are meant to be, you know, on the same plane, so they're in their proper positions. But you can see it already leaves a big giant hole gap in there. So shit like this doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? As long as it doesn't look like it's interfering with the door, which it doesn't, this would be fine to me. See what I'm saying? So then you could take this. Come on, you were on there. There you go. See what I'm saying? You can make yourself like a cool entrance on a house. See? Sort of like we did here. So this is going to be the way this entrance is going to be. So we're going to have this door is going to be here. Now here's one of the issues that we have. So if you can, the way I did this is you take a scaffold. Now you could do it with a pillar, I think, but it's probably easier to do it with a pillar, but I don't have pillars unlocked yet on this game. So with this one, what I did was I took a scaffold and then I unsnapped it from the grid so that I had this like free movement. See, and sometimes, like, depending on where you're standing, you know what I mean, you kind of get it to where you got it lined up to where you want it, and you got to kind of position yourself, you know what I mean, so that you can sink it as much as you can. And in this case, I didn't sink it far enough so that when I place the grass floor on top of it, the grass floor sits above it one. So you can see, like, watch. Whoop. So we got a little bit of a lip. Now, if I sunk it down a little bit more, I probably could have had it go down from underneath to connect the next set of scaffolds to continue the line. But once you do that, once it's on a separate grid, the blueprints for some reason will mesh through the first grid. So you can do that. So what I did was I led this all the way up this way so that we have a line that allows a proper panel facing out this way that'll allow us to place our door. And with the combination of the two grids, we can do this. Get him, Popo! Get him! Get him! Well, we stopped over here. They're probably looking for us. Uh-oh, let's hide. No, I'm just kidding. But the issues that you have sometimes with it is, see, over here we're a little wonky because we got like multiple different grids, so I'm not sure exactly which one this is sitting on. So as a result, like over here, like everything looks like it lines up real nice, right? Real nice and clean. So I wonder if I should try to... No, because I don't want... The reason why I did the wall this way was because I want this walkway to be narrow. I want it to be real narrow. So if I did it this way, this would give me a whole panel of walkway, and I don't want that. That's my explanation. Anyway, so yeah, doing it this way, what I did was I was able to get the door to lock onto the grid of the scaffold below, which is at this angle, right? And as a result, we're left with this big gap over here because this is connected to the top grid, which is the grass. If that makes sense. But like I said, everything else has this fucking stupid gaps in it, man. So it was weird. I went over there and the sound changed. But yeah, everything has gaps in it anyway, so for me, I'm not too worried about that gap right there. The other thing is that if you notice, like this door is attached to this wall right here is attached to this door, so both of these things are on the lower grid of the what you call it. Are these even the right walls? Yeah, so these walls are up on the top grid, whereas this door and this wall are down on this lower grid. So because of that, you can see like there's this like little gap right here. You can see how much like higher this plank is besides this plank, and the same thing with the door. You can see the door is like really low compared to this plank. So when we put floors in, it's probably going to be wonky, right? It's going to try to attach to that. Alright. What do we got going on here? Yeah, see? I don't know what makes that noise. See, we could do that. And then we could probably do that. Yeah, and it sticks off the back end a little bit, but that's really not that problematic, I don't think. Like, do we want, like, to put the wall back would mean that we're gonna lose this is how you experiment. So you do that, and that's how much you're gonna get. See what I'm saying? This wall would be in the way. So, like, we could completely eliminate the back wall and just have this log be the back wall. That would be actually be more ideal. And we could just extend the top floor like right into it, and it wouldn't even make a difference. I think that's going to be the plan. But yeah, so like this, let's just do an experimental wall. We can put that there. So yeah, so you come in the house. Yeah, it'd be a nice, nice size house. A nice size house. One thing I don't like is that I wish like the blueprints would show from further away, and I wish they would show in photo mode. Let's get a screenshot of that. See, I wish I could get that to I'm gonna do it like that so I can get a better angle. So yeah. So we can... Is it this one? There's always one that's the anchor. That's the one thing you gotta be careful of. And then this grass plank, yep. Okay. So yeah, this will be the front door. Now here's the other thing. Because of this angle here, so yeah, so if I eliminate this back wall, that means this panel back here, we can actually open it up and make it at this angle too. Right? Can we do that? but I don't think that's a contact point for... Is it? Why are you jumping? Alright, that'll work out a little bit better. Still not sure if I like that. Maybe we can put something there. Ooh, sound like a diesel engine there. Is there something other? Maybe there's like a decoration we could put in there. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, let's eliminate this, and let's, just fill this in. Thinking.
Truly among my finest work.
So this is gonna be, this will be a lower bit here. We'll have to figure out this one. There we go. Gappage. Alright, so we're definitely gonna have like a little gap here. There's nothing we can do about that little space right there, but that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna work on that some more. And then we'll get back to it. So give me a sec. Give me a sec. Alright, well this is how the door came out. You can see the gap here is a little bit bigger than what I thought it might be, but I'm still not worried about it. We got the rest of the walls in. So I think that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go with grass on the bottom floor, and I think we'll probably do this pine needle stuff. But maybe we'll put the hatchwork on the outside. See, the thing is that this weed shit right here and this grass planks, like if you have a light behind it, they kind of glow like they're made out of like thin plastic, you know, like a Christmas decoration, you know, like those big hollow plastic like snowmen that have a light inside of them that people put out on their lawns, like something like that. But these pieces don't let any light through. So when you use them, when you combine them together, it makes the build look kind of crazy because this will all glow right here, but this will be all dark. Is that like the garbage truck going by or something? But yeah, when you combine them, you kind of get like weird, like dark and light patches. So I tried having like some weed walls in here, but it didn't look good at night. So we'll see, because then what's going to happen here, if we use those on top, what's going to happen here is like this will all be illuminated if there's a light inside. Okay. The ambient noises are a bit louder this time around, huh? I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, so the problem that I'm having now is I'm completely out of grass. I'm out of grass, man! So I'm gonna have to go chop some grass down. I got that much weed stems left, which is a lot. Still a lot. But I got 10 pallets of grass to collect. So I got all these empty pallets over here. Plus I want to fill these other weed stem pallets back up. So I think the grass I can get from up there pretty easy. But there's not a lot of weeds.
Anything interesting out here?
So yeah, so I'll have to go over there to get weeds, and then I'll have to get some grass from up here. So I'm gonna have to go do that, and we'll continue it up when I'm done with that, because that's gonna take a little bit of time. Gonna take a little bit of time. All right, we'll be back. All right, we're gonna do a to be continued type of thing. God, the video's getting way too long. I'm trying not to do these long videos, but it's happening. Get carried away with this stuff, so sorry about that. But we'll do it to be continued, and we'll check it out in the next episode, and we'll see how much further along we got. But thanks for watching. Have a good night. Love you lots, and stay safe out there. Later.